It's time! Treasure hunting in the sharky waters of the world. Weird Wave! Your pirate crew is AK, Captain of the Chat! And Ola we are wearing a bicard hat benefiting a deaf pirate in the top corner. Damn pirate Queen Raae! And we're gonna finish what we started last time. Is that the what?
We're gonna do a tiny summary of how we made last stream work, if I even remember, because anyone who was here last time, I don't want to be good at that stuff, so I might already have pushed it out of my memory. But then for the what is we are gonna create playlists from the UI to the DB. Oh my god, I was so proud of that one. We're gonna create some UI and we're gonna add playlists to the DB. That's it for today. I think that's all we're gonna get.
Kim says buckets, buckets, buckets.
Buckets, buckets, buckets. Yeah, so I thought I've created a PR for the Tiny Stack repo. So I thought we'll look at that first. So that's going to be like a wrap up of last week's kind of stream, and then we'll start, and then we can get the what, why, and stuff out again.
We'll do it later.
So I just told, I gotta tell, I'm a little bit disorganized because right before stream, the Pirate Princess's friend was gonna get picked up after a sleepover, and the mom picking her up fell on the ice outside of our house and has to go to the emergency. So the pickup took a little bit longer than used to. So we're like, whew, and then we got here. So I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna go through it. It's gonna be fine. So, but that was a little bit crazy, right, Ola? And I think Ola feels bad because she fell right outside of our gate.
Yeah.
But if it's outside of your gate, then you're no longer responsible for the state of the.
Yes, it's on the property.
It's on our property, though. So
yeah. So when I lived in Boston, we had this local cop / sheriff dude. He like had the body shape of a sheriff. He was like, walking the streets, and when there was ice on the street, he would go ring the doorbells, and he'd be like, "You better get your shovel out, dude. You gotta hack the ice." And I was like, what's that got to do with you? And he said, he showed me like he had this little booklet where he could give you fines, and he was I'm gonna fine you. I'm gonna start with $5 for the first day, and then I'm gonna go up. And I was like, okay, that's it. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
We need a sheriff here at Rodelöcka that will do the same thing because it is so much ice. But according to this person who fell, it wasn't worse outside of our gate than anywhere else. So
that's very
maybe
nice.
She just tried to be nice to us. So
but let's get started.
So this is the Tiny Stack template that we have worked on last week, and for those who weren't, or not last week, but last time. It's kind of a little stack that Cheyenne has put together where you use Astro kind of as your front end and back end, and then you save to SQLite, which is a database, and then to back up SQLite, you use Lightstream. So if you redeploy and you need to nuke your whole environment, you can get the data, all the data that is stored, you can get everything back from the backup that is at Lightstream. And I mean, you should have a backup no matter what if you're working with real data. So, and then we deployed all of this to Railway. And where we got stuck last time is this Lightstream thing, because we needed to set up a bucket where this could be stored. Just like it's a flat file, just needs to like be pushed over to somewhere. We tried AWS and did not get that to work. And then after the stream, I got it to work with Cloudflare R2. And I think
we like Cloudflare.
We like Cloudflare. I don't care which one of these. They're both free for our usage, and like, yeah. I have no strong opinions other than this is not my jam, which we have a nice short little clip from. But anyway, but I think like a lot of the issue was around this pull request that I've created for the Tiny Stack, because the bucket name wasn't configurable, and we didn't think about that. So we kind of just gave it our own name. I think we called it like Queen Raae testing or something like that. But in the code that was already kind of setting this up, the bucket's name had to be SQLite. So I realized that after the stream, and then I've created this PR for the Tiny Stack repo that lets you also configure the bucket name.
Cheyenne says, "I'm sorry for the trouble."
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
Cool.
We probably should have used Cloudflare. Wouldn't that have just made it work?
I mean, Cloudflare was easier to actually get the address, I feel, because in AWS S3 bucket, we just couldn't find the address, this replica URL. But there was like two things that I found, and that is that at least in Cloudflare, it wasn't the account ID you put there. It's the bucket ID. And then I guess, I don't know if this would be correct, but then you also have like within your bucket, whatever, there's also like a name for that specific folder. So maybe this is what I added. I added replica bucket name, but maybe I need to go back and call this like bucket name folder or something like that. But anyway, now you can say that you want a different name here, and then that gets used in the live light stream setup.
But my
here.
point is, it wasn't his fault.
No, not his fault. Like these things just like, this is not my jam, like we said, and we figured it out in the end. So we got that PR up. So whenever that gets merged, we'll update our repo. But then today I thought we'll just get in and work on the front end and our back end to get playlists saved. And we're just going to do that locally. So we're just going to, I did a test. It was all working, but I wanted these PRs to go into the Tiny Stack repo, and then I'll update from there instead of our repo kind of going in its own direction this soon. So today we're going to work locally. Yeah. And Ula's gone. Oh, well. So he says, no, I should have documented this properly. I take full responsibility. Lol, or like a cry laughing emoji. I mean, I just so grateful for you to putting this together. It made me feel like I could actually, self-deploy a little bit. And that's a route that I want to go. I don't want to be dependent on all these like services all the time. What happened, Ula? You just left. I miss your commentary.
You really want to know what's happening?
maybe I don't. No. Okay, so let's get your little why, what, and how up there, and we'll talk through it.
Okay. This is risky business, but yeah, let's go. What are we doing?
I want to be able to create a playlist, and then I want to be able to add a title and maybe a description. And I think for this iteration, we should just do it all kind of server side. So we're not going to have any JavaScript in the front end. We'll make some kind of button on the front page that lets you create a playlist. And then that takes you to a new page where you have a field for a title and a description, and then we'll have a save button. And I think that's all we're going to have time for today, because I don't have any Drizzle experience, which is the ORM we're using. So we're going to just try and copy paste what Shine's already done with comments and see if we can replicate that and get this to work. So as a reminder, we are creating Mixpod, which will let you create playlists of episodes from different podcasts so that you can subscribe to your own or you can give this away, and somebody can subscribe to your playlist of podcast episodes. That's the what. And you're muted, Ulla.
Great.
How you feeling, AK? Are you with us?
Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit sore. I have my
We are a
water
tired
here,
bunch today.
and I've got my vitamin C drink here, and I hope for a quick recovery.
We
But
hope
yeah,
so.
so when you say create a playlist, actually, I was going to ask a question, but I don't want to like butt in. Do we mean literally create a blank playlist and save it to the database and then be able to retrieve it? So no
Yes.
adding. So, and at the minute it's creating a playlist from a create button rather than from like episode level or anything like that, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So I imagine like at some point we'll have like a page, and there will be there will be kind of like a list of popular playlists that are public, and then we'll have a little bit of a mix pod, some like branding up here, and then somewhere it should be a little button that says like create playlist or create your mix pod.
Okay, could I ask something a little unrelated, but what's the login for the Queen, the Pirate Princess webpage? I don't find it in one password.
Oh no, it's a magic. It's a magic link kind of situation. So then she has to, yes.
So then she has to get the magic link, and where is it sent?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'll try to find out.
Point.
Okay.
But maybe just have her play Minecraft instead. That's easier.
No, I'll try.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my plan, is that at some point, and then you can do create your mix pod, and that will send you to a page which lets you then let's grab this again, this and this. Oh, can I grab? I need to be, this is something I want to be quicker at, so I can just like live stream these UI designs. Okay, mix pod.
I think that was pretty smooth.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like I would resize elements about 8 times before I actually managed to like select it and grab it. Good.
So then we have like a title, and then maybe a description, like maybe you want to tell somebody like why you've made this for them or for you. Description. And then we'll need a little, and since we'll do this all kind of going back and forth to the server, we need the save button in this case, because it won't like automatically save in the background. I thought that is something we can add later if we wanted to. And then when that's done, we should have I erased
you were doing well.
I was doing so well.
With SQLite, do you need to have a schema defined, or is it flexible? You have to have a schema, right? So do you need to know in advance everything that you will ever want to add, or will you like have relations between different tables? I'm not sure how it, like, I haven't used it.
I haven't used it either, so I think we'll find out like how.
Okay.
I know there's like migration scripts that can be run if you change your schema, but I think as long as you kind of, if we're smart about it and like simply add things to the schema, we should be okay. So my playlist. So, and then this will be the page we'll end up with, my playlist, and then my beautiful description. Oh, hello, my beautiful, I cannot spell, description. Okay, you can see that's the description. And then I thought we'll have like, maybe we'll have like a search box here that you can search for episodes. And then you can.
So that's the effect that after saving the playlist. Is it?
What did you say?
Is that what you see after you've saved the playlist?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
and then you will just add this playlists down here. Oh, I removed the save button.
That's good. Yeah.
Cool. There we go. And Kim has a very good suggestion that if all else fails, a Jason column can get the job done. That is true. That is so true. But we're gonna try to kind of do it properly. So a good question from you though, because maybe we should just start with thinking about the schema. So we need a playlist. We need a playlist table, and it needs an ID that we can like auto generate. And then we'll need, well, maybe I shouldn't. Then we'll need the title from the user.
The owner, I suppose, as well, right? As in the user.
Yeah, but what I thought is that we could have like a little like, I don't know what you would call it, but like instead of it being a login kind of system, I would like it to be that you, in addition to the ID, you kind of have like, maybe let's call it an edit key. So that if you have this edit key, you can edit. So it'll check if the URL has that edit key, you're allowed to edit. And it's similar to how this system works. I'm not going to click it now because then I end up sharing it. But if you click share in TL Draw, you'll see that you have a like a non-editable link, and then you have an editable link. And if you share that edit link with anyone, they can start editing.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be fun to like try something like that, but I don't think we're going to add that today. So for today, anybody could edit anything. That's how we're going to start.
It needs like a public versus private flag then, right?
A public versus private.
As in, like, is it searchable? Because you said there's going to be like a,
Yeah, so we can do like public, but then I never like to do, I usually don't like to do true false.
Okay. What do
Maybe
you like?
we do
yes, no. Sorry.
No, it's more like suddenly we want some kind of other state. Like maybe it should be part of a group. Maybe it should be like, you know, I'd rather have it be like an enum of like different.
So maybe it could be just public, or like, can you just say that the key exists?
Or you could, I don't, type is such a bad name. Somebody come up with a better name, but then the type could be public.
Yeah.
Or private to start. And then if we somehow need other kind of states,
visibility,
we need. Yeah, that's a good one. Visibility. And that is just me knowing that suddenly right now we're like, oh, it's public or private, but then suddenly it's like
collaborative maybe as well.
Yeah, or they're like there's some other version of visibility we want to add. So it's often, at least I find it better to like think about it. Is it truly a Boolean, or if it ends up just being a Boolean, we'd still be fine with public and private because that is more descriptive than like public is. Then you get this like is public. Yeah, I don't know. I like this. So I think we're gonna wait with this like edit key. So we'll wait a little. Okay, and then later on, you know, we'll need some kind of.
Do you want like a delete flag as well, like a self delete, so they can mark something for deletion and then not delete it?
And then we could have like deleted, and that's a date field.
Or maybe created as well.
Yes. Created. So the nice thing about having, I think date field can be good for deleted, but I'll look at some other like version, like other good good existing solutions. But the good thing about having like deleted as a flag like that is that somebody want to undo, or you know, it's more, it's a soft delete.
Yeah.
So maybe we can have it like archived, and then archive date field, and then a create a date field. And then again, now I'm like, you know, that's not visibility. That's maybe, well, let's just do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the
we'll put that underneath like for later, like figure out exactly how we want to do this. But I created and at are always good to have. And they should be automatic, because then it's much easier to debug if you know what. Then we have episodes, and those are going to be coming from some sort of, we're going to search for them. So I guess all of these will just be question marks because we're not doing them today, but we can do, we would need all of those fields that we get from Listen Notes API that we need to make the XML. So at least it was like title, description, audio, URL, etc., etc. And then an episode could be part of multiple playlists. So oh, Kim's got the edit. Sneaky. Is it up here? How did you get the edit URL? I'm guessing it's this. So, well, if you're watching this, you can now edit. If you're as sneaky as Kim. Kim, feel free to join here. I'm happy to have your help. So what we'll need...
It's a
what we'll need
playlist.
a playlist episode table. And we'll need the episode ID and then the playlist ID. And this is how we connect the two together. And then what I was thinking, which could be fun, I'm putting it under a question mark just to make sure, is that it could have been fun if there was a note in there, like why did someone include this in the playlist?
Would playlists be collaborative? Because if they were collaborative, I think it would be good to say who added the thing to the playlist.
It would be, but then we need login.
How
do we know that Kim is Kim? How do I say? Oh, I can just say that I'm me. Oh, so we can do something like that where people can just like say that they are who they say they are.
Kim said you have the board embedded on your website, remember?
Oh, have I embedded the edible version? I thought I'd embedded the one that is not editable. Okay, I'm gonna lock the security down. Anyway, yeah. So this is like our start to thinking about these things at least. But we're gonna just start with the playlist today. Was my thought.
I think it's just a view version. Can you still see the cursor if someone is viewing?
Maybe you can
view cursor and not an edit.
Oh, Kim, are you allowed to add thing?
I think no, because he said, oh yes.
I mean, feel free to add. Well, look at this little design we've done already.
Yep. It's the modern internet. We collaborate, you know?
Yeah.
We collaborate.
The collaborative internet. Oh, no, we can't do that. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Let's get to it then. So, to be decided.
Would the edit key be... Oh yeah, because you don't want to have users, so you don't want to have individual edit keys, right?
Yeah. I thought it could be fun to try to build something like he's done here, where it's not like tied to user, because we don't really need to know who they are. Of course, if you want more like security, but if it's more like, oh, I've created this playlist and you have that kind of edit key and you don't share that edit key with anyone, then nobody else can edit. So it's kind of like up to you.
There must be a way of doing that. I'm sure it's a solved problem.
And I think it's just to have, it's kind of like a password. You just put something generated in here, and then when you go to show it, you need to check, does this person have this kind of password for the playlist? It could even just be a password somebody sets, because like everything, locking something, not locking, but like having a password is not what's really hard about authentication systems. It's everything around, like how do you reset passwords? How do you do this? How do you do that? And if we just have them in the link, of course, if somebody loses access to their link, then they can't edit anymore. And it's the same thing with TL Draw here. If I lose access to my editable link, I lose access to it. So I thought maybe we'll do something like that. Okay. And I know that TL Draw is using Party Kit, I think it's called Party Kit, which we could look at sometime. And that's how we can see that Kim is in there. Like here, if somebody else goes in here now and starts moving their cursor around, we would see multiple people moving cursors around, I think. And it's a way you can add collaborative stuff, but then we need to start paying at some point. So, but we could have some fun with that.
Yeah.
See, somebody else is here from Norway. Like, I'm guessing that's Kim again. Okay, so let's get this party started.
Yep.
So if we look at what's already in here from Cheyenne, and feel free if you're still here, Cheyenne, to like, I don't know, record your pronunciation of your name, because I feel like I'm going to reference you a lot in the coming weeks. He put something. Where's our pages? There is an index page that has a comment form where, you know, name, comment, submit, and everything is done in this index page, because the comment form, if you don't put anything, if you just put post in there, it creates a post request to the same address that that you're already on. So what we'll need to do, I guess, is that we want them to come to a new page. So we'll need to do that post request to kind of a /new to create an ID, and then later to show them the form that we want. So we want that to be on a new page.
So if you generate I suppose you don't have to save it to the like remote database initially. So you could like generate a key that could then be the GUID of the playlist in the database. But if someone bails halfway through without saving, you just don't push it up, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. So when you go to this new page, we just generate an ID for it, but we haven't created
URL as well.
Yeah, and then we don't have a. Well, we could update the URL with the UID as soon as they press save, so then we don't create kind of like empty rows. Was what you were saying, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do a yarn dev just to start, because we already have localhost. So this is what we already have. You know, you can add your name. I can't even spell queen. Hello, and you can submit, and it's saved, and it's now saved in this data SQLite database here. So if we delete the data, the data folder, and we run again, a new database will be created. And that's what that light stream does. Like, it will, in production, it will take that database and save it up to the bucket, so that if we delete this folder, it can like get like repopulated with what is in that backup. But let's see. I know Kim has done some drizzle, and so we'll see where we're gonna be going with this. So let's just start with a new then. New Astro. And we'll just recreate, we'll reuse the layout and everything that has already been done. And I guess the first one we want to do, we want to have then we don't want to list all of them. And we'll do playlists. I like new playlist. And then we'll need to create a playlist form.
All right.
So we'll take the comment form.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip the name. Or we could do like a by, and then people could like, you know, if they wanted to say who created it.
In Spotify, they have names for the playlists.
Yeah, that's what we want. So we'll do that first. So we'll start with the title. Do we want to use title or name? What feels better?
Let me consult my favorite listening app.
At least a description can be description.
Right. Although I'm really actually mad at the makers. Name.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll do name. So it looks to me that in this setup we already have, this looks like Tailwind to me. So let's just roll with Tailwind for this one.
Yep.
For now. Name. Add a name for your, oh my god, for your playlist. I think we'll need to do spell checking after stream. And then I said maybe let's add a like created by, so that people can like, you know, write whatever they want, but it's like a from person.
Yeah.
Your name or alias. So created by, we'll just call it created by then. What is the capitalization for HTML
Is it a
attributes?
case? Let's have a look. I mean, the case sensitive, so you could do anything, but I think kebab case is like the best and safest and easiest to read.
And is this kebab case?
No, kebab case is when you have the minus sign in the middle rather than the underscore.
Created by. There we go. Okay, so if I go to the new page now, we should be seeing this playlist form. New playlist.
All right.
And we don't need that. Okay. So localhost and then new. Look at that.
Hey.
Knee playlist.
Knee.
Knee playlist.
Sorry, I saw that and I thought you fixed it somehow. I will do it. I'm sorry. How did you make how did you make it look so nice? Was it when I wasn't here?
No, it's the I just copy pasted what was already for the comment form, and it had some nice Tailwind classes, I think.
Oh.
My plan was to use
Good.
this so we wouldn't get stuck on a styling, but MVP CSS. But since Tailwind is already put in there, just let's use it. But this is a pretty fun project where all you need to do is use HTML, and it has like styled all of the common HTML elements. And it kind of then just like looks pretty good out of the box. It's like a fun way to just do MVPs. So that was my plan, to do something like this, but you know, let's just roll with what we got.
Yep.
Okay.
That's good. I like it.
So now we need to actually save it to the database. So on this new page, so when it's a post, we need to request the form data. So we need to get created by, and that would be created by. And then we need to get the description. And that's the description. And then we had the name, right? So let's do it in the same order. Oh, it wanted us to do title, but let's do name.
I've already forgotten. Other. Oh yeah.
So this is the name of the playlist. Name of playlist. And then we have the description, and then we have the created by. So what we do here is that Astro, on the request coming in, we're asking for all the form data. And this is actually just like native JavaScript functionality. It's not Astro specific. And then we get a data object that we can ask for the different things from. And then we want to insert a playlist. And then we'll do, let's do name first. So name as string, description. And we're also getting TypeScript. This is going to be such a fun project. Like, I'm not that good at this. Okay, just created by a string. And then insert playlist. And playlist needs to come from the schema. So now I guess we need to create the schema. And as you asked about last time, AK, like, do you start with the back end or the front end first? Seems like I like to just start with the form first.
Yeah.
But let's head on over to the models schema. So what I'm wondering here is if we can get that ID to be automatically populated. That would be fun. Playlist
must be a. Is it like some sort of like web SQLite?
You can if you go to Drizzle on the Drizzle, you can do a little bit of research if you want. So playlist. So we want an ID, yes, which is the primary key, and then we wanted a name and a description.
Will you ever have secondary keys?
I don't think for this. Whoa. And I would say that created by, it could be optional. Like you could create a playlist if you wanted to and just send it to somebody and not add it created by. Maybe description too is optional.
Yeah. What's the point of the description?
It's like, okay, so I make a playlist and I call it like, I don't know, getting started with SAS. And then I have a description that says, these are all my favorite episodes around getting started with SAS, and I think you would like them, blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm going to put required on this one because then, why are you? Expected, but found, created by. Oh, did I forget a... Anyway, I put required on it so that we get native functionality saying that this is a required field. Oh, here is the issue. Expected. Oh, we're missing a comma. There we go. Because then if I try to save here now, if I just put something in there and I try to just save, it says, please fill in this field. And that's not something we've made. This is native in the browser. It's like magic. As soon as we put required in there. So we were in the schema. So playlist, we have an ID, and then we can use that schema. So I guess it's playlists. And then we insert into playlist, name, description, created by. Great. And now I'm wondering, is that all we need? Will it now just like automatically save for us?
That's good.
So with the, are you generating the primary key?
That's what I'm wondering if that will, like, we need to figure out how that is done. But let's do playlist.
So if you import UUID from Drizzle, it has like a method on it to like default random, and I think it's just going to generate a random. And yeah, I hope that means. But then I'm thinking, if you never save it, like if you never push it up, then how will it know what UIDs are already available? I don't know.
I mean, we need to save it to that. Like, yeah. We need to save.
There's never two people opening the same UID kind of playlist whilst they're editing.
Yeah, but at this point, if it only happens on insert, it will know what is unique. Like DB, because we didn't create the ID when we asked for the new form. We're just creating the ID.
I thought you were going to use it as
save.
a dynamic page URL.
I'm thinking when you click save here.
Hard. Yeah.
I think when you click save here, that's when we'll send you over to that URL with the ID that you want.
Okay.
So, but now we're thinking, okay, so for the comments don't. So he's not doing anything here to insert the ID on the comments. So somehow it's done automatically. Where do we think that happens? Maybe it's just when you use primary key. Schema types. Let's go up here to Drizzle. This is just snapshot stuff.
We've got 15 minutes, by the way, just if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just try to save it and see what happens. Yeah. And then we'll send you to a new page that has the ID. So if we do...
Oh wait, no, sorry. Actually, I was looking at Postgres, not SQLite, because I thought drizzle was just for that. Yeah, so it is the integer and then default. That is what generates a new UUID.
So it just does it for us?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize because they have like this little tabbing thing, which I didn't realize was.
Ah.
I am
So
tired. So when you do the integer and then what type of integer, like default.
So
That's
here I'm
when
thinking then redirect, and we'll redirect to the playlist ID.
Okay.
But database run, like what is this when we insert? Let's see. We'll just console log it and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. New playlist by the Queen. No such table. Ah, so we'll need to have the table first. So there is some kind of drizzle script here. No, model schema. Do we need to... We need to maybe run something on these schemas to like get it.
But wait, playlist is that because it's plural and not playlist? If you go back to the file that you were just on, the schema file.
Yeah, I just did this one. It says comments.
Is playlists in plural?
Yeah, it's like it's a table, so it's comments.
I think the
comments,
error.
playlist,
I think the error said no such table as playlist. No. Oh no, it is.
Yeah, I think the problem is that we don't have the table, so we need to kind of generate the table. So I think we need some kind of migration script, or we just need to delete the database and then run this drizzle generate. Let's try to do that. Yarn generate. Okay. Let's, maybe we should learn our tools before doing it, but playlist Queen. Oh!
So
what? Sorry, I was looking away. How did you do that?
I did yarn generate that runs drizzle kit generate SQLite, which I guess then generates the database.
Yeah.
And if you look in the drizzle config, it's saying that it should look for source model schema. So I think anything we put into the schema, when you then run the generate command, it will generate the tables needed from the schema.
All right.
Very easy.
That's how we learn to use the tools. We just use them.
We just use them. But what I'm a little sad about is that when I do console log here, after like doing await, I would imagine that I might get like, the new playlist that has been inserted. But it looks like we are getting the changes and then last inserted row ID. So we get the ID and not the full thing. But the ID is all we need though. So if we then do Astro response redirect, and we're not going to do playlist ID, we're just going to do it like so. And then we'll do last inserted row ID. Does not insist on well, it's Astro redirect. Yes. Then I think we should get to that place. And then if we copy paste,
it's a bit mad that you just get the last inserted row ID just like that.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then if we do like so, and we'll do some of the same setup we've done here. I'm thinking if we could just get the name out, we're kind of done with what we wanted to do today. So comment, we don't want to do playlists. Find one. Okay, how do we do one? Drizzle find one. Oh, it's find first, I think. Find first,
Oh, there you go.
and then
Um,
ID,
You are so clever.
and we'll need to do the query. How remember we did that last time? We did like astro context something to find the param from this thing.
I don't remember.
I remember. I
I
remember.
wasn't
We did
here.
it. Let's see.
Oh,
We
you
did
wasn't there. That's true, AK. Where were you?
I was in the wild because I
Ooh,
got the days mixed up. Because because of all the like calendar Jenga.
the Jenga. Yeah,
Yeah,
our fault.
I got the wrong week. And
you're in the wilds.
yeah.
Good thing you survived.
I mean, I belong to the wild. I don't know how I survive in the city. I was raised by a she wolf. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, Mom. She can't speak English, so she wouldn't understand anyway, even if she was watching it.
Now I'm just messing around. Let's see here.
Just like
Async.
Romulus and Remus who built Rome. Huh?
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Oh no, you're making me do history lessons. Oh no.
So Kim says
They
find
were like
first.
drinking. I
Didn't
was
you
so
do
like,
find first?
Yes, I
yeah,
ended up doing find first, but I'm trying to figure out how we did this last time because we did expert function get and we got the params on there. So I want to do that again, but somehow it's saying that's not correct now. Oh, I think it's because we need to type it, but I don't want to type it, so let's just skip that.
Yeah.
And then we want to just do find first, but how is find first on ID? Oh, that's just, it will just find the first. Let's see, find first. Yeah, ID number. That's what we want to do. So find first, ID equals. Now I think we're good. ID does not exist. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's see
is
if
it
we
because
can
it's
get there.
is it supposed to be an object or?
I
Sorry,
think
I
it's
just thinking.
TypeScript error.
You can't do playlists. Yeah, maybe you can. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, the table. So this is weird with like tables. You usually call them plural. So if you have a table of playlists, you call the table playlists, but one row is one playlist.
No. I
Yeah.
see.
So if we now just do the layout.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can get a playlist to show up here after we save.
But it doesn't like your ID.
It's I think it's because it doesn't know the types.
Oh, I see.
Playlist, and we called it name.
He doesn't like playlist either. Damn it.
It's because it wasn't defined in the correct context. So
okay.
we don't have a playlist, but then we get it in the get request playlist.
Doesn't need to be that.
Yeah, let playlist. And then I think if we kind of type this, but I don't remember how we type. Well, maybe like that. Look at that playlist, and playlist is a string.
Angry. What's the error when you hover
I think
over
ID should be a number. So I think if we do,
it's not a number, right? It's it's an integer ID, right?
Yeah, but when we get it through the params, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a string. So we need to go from string to integer. And now, well, parseInt is the. Is it like this? Like suddenly I can't write my common JavaScript.
Yeah, I think lowercase.
Yeah. Oh, but it's still mad.
Yeah.
We only specify known properties, and ID does not exist in type known keys only. But it's already in our types.
Is it in there?
Yeah, it's there. It's an integer, primary key, integer.
What happens when you just do primary key instead of ID?
is possibly undefined. Yeah, so we need to do a question mark. Does not exist on type never. Why is it never?
So okay, let's have a look. Let's have
TypeScript
a
is
look.
killing me right now. Okay, let's just
Okay,
run it and see if it works.
It's sometimes a bit of a rough start, but it really saves you eventually.
I
and
know it
feels
saves you.
good
It's
to
just
have
been.
it.
I don't have it on my fingerprint, like in my what is called
Yeah.
finger. Oh,
Right.
maybe because we're not getting the schema. Let me go back to what he's done here in index. So comments, import comment. Well, that's because it does insert comments. But here it says CMS await DB query comments find many, and this one is typed to ID author content and as a. So why is this typed on its own and mine is
What
not
happens
typed?
if you? Okay, so if you just went to just find first, okay. I'm pretty sure you need to wrap it in where in like object and where. If you can
Oh,
pull
let's
up
go
please
back
highlight
to
the comment.
find first.
One second.
Oh, with. Oh, we need a with. Thank you, Kim.
Great.
So if we do a with, or he said where, but it seems like it's with. Huh. What if we do whatever Copilot wants?
I think because it's going to be like where ID equals
Mhm.
the thing, right? That you're getting parsed.
But it's still saying,
Yeah.
it's still not typing my stuff.
Yep.
But here it says with.
Comments, sure.
Getting first post with comments. Getting.
This one is just.
Well, we'll do select. Maybe. Yes.
But you're looking at the wrong thing. This is not go up.
I can't go
Click
up anymore.
SQLite instead of Postgres SQL. No. No. To the right.
Because that's what I was doing earlier when I was looking for the UID. Yeah, that's literally what I did. That's why I meant to put a little cap. I was like, not bright enough for a Saturday morning after a Friday night.
But did we import the integer and text and stuff from SQL ORM?
Because I guess for this one we should be able to just do select because like we're just gonna select one. We're just gonna select one
because you don't need a collection of them, right? You just want
No, so
anything.
we'll just do select and then we'll do, that. Let's try that then. So DB
Kim says
query.
something here. Kim says, I'm pretty sure you just need to wrap it in.
That's a bit late. We already did that.
We already did that one.
But did we though? Did we do it? Oh, we did.
That's
Yeah,
what-
okay. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do now. So
All right.
but in this one, I think we should be able to do
Sorry.
select. Does not exist on type playlists. DB query select from. Okay, so it's select from. Okay, now I get it. So we could do select. See, this is why just like doing it is not always the best part.
But go if you
DB
go back to
select. I'm concentrating.
Jeez.
DB select from users result. DB and it's not query, it's just DB select. DB select, yes. Yes, and then we need to do parse int.
Nope, still not happening.
Type number is not assignable to type SQ. So numbers and ints are not the same?
Maybe not. Unknown alias.
Oh, maybe if like we didn't check, so we need to do we'll do. No, playlist is not optional.
It depends
so it
on
should
what
be
like
there.
what types the DB and select like is returning.
Mhm.
I mean, you could always do like as unknown as number.
Or maybe we
or
can do
something.
as number.
But or whatever it's expecting. So is it actually expecting a different type? Oh yeah, so like the type that you're trying to get isn't a number, it's the SQL like unknown.
Yeah, type number is not assignable to type SQL unknown alias unknown SQLite. Because it's still
Okay,
not typing
there's some
my.
advice from Kim.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
the browser
okay.
has two ways of writing queries. It can be confusing sometimes. There you go. You've got it on the screen.
Mm.
So,
Well, let's
okay.
try it and then let's see what happens.
I mean, it wouldn't compile, so we probably won't be able to leave that, but we can see what happens. Probably an error.
So we want to do a, local host. And then we want to do one to like get, we're getting one.
Is that, do you have a playlist with such number?
I think we created 2, or maybe we didn't. I think we created 2.
But maybe it's like 0, 1 or something. Like, how do you know what the ID would be?
So let's do playlist. At least let's just do something to see if we're even in here. Okay.
So I have a question then. Are we doing this import parrots schoolite table integer text from Drizzle Orm school core?
Where are you?
I'm in the documentation you're looking at.
Yeah.
And if you go a little up, there, the top line there. Yeah, are we doing that?
I think this is when we are they are creating the table.
No, I don't care about that. The import.
What's the type of it?
Yeah, but that's needed to when you define the table, and that's what we're doing here in schema. So here we have that.
Okay.
But then when we are kind of trying to select,
we don't need
select from user. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's have a look at column types. Okay, so integer.
Oh, here's the other one that Kim probably is talking about, where it's like
so what you
from
do,
users where.
What you do, you can specify the type. So when you do integer, you can add a second param of mode, and you can say if it's a number or a boolean or a timestamp.
Here,
where you're generating it.
Here.
So where you do integer ID, after ID, if you do a comma in playlists.
Yeah.
It's a comment or playlist that you do want to do.
Yeah.
So comma and then mode. Also open a new object and do mode.
Okay.
And then you can do number. I think is a string. As in number is a string.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think it should make it a number.
But then we probably need to do like generate again to like get all our generation happening. This is funny. Let's see, generate. Okay. So let's go back. It still doesn't want to.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Number is not assignable. Well, let's go back here. The new is working, which is kind of what we wanted to do today. So we have a new test, save. And when we do that, it is saved. Is it not? And we are not redirected. So let's go back, console, log. We're console logging. So let's do new again. Again, save. We are seeing yes. So we have ID 7 and then we have ID 8. So that's great. And then we need to redirect to, so let's make sure the redirect works first. So Astro redirect routing. Dynamic routes. Yes, but how do I use Astro redirect? Redirect in Astro. I've done this before. See, now I just can't remember anything again. Redirects, route, pagination, excluding pages. I just want that like Astro redirect. I know there is one that's like Astro redirect. There we go. Yes. So it should be Astro redirect login. So let's try that. We just want, there we go. Just wanted to redirect to this page when it's done. Let's try again. Try again, again. Save. Why is it not redirecting? Is it not? Well, we're awaiting. Yes, we're awaiting. New playlist. Astro redirect. Why are you not redirecting? Oh, maybe it's a return? Yes, you need to return the redirect. Try again, save. Oh, there we are. We are redirected. And then I know what I'm doing wrong here because I made it as a like a serverless function. We didn't want that. We wanted it to happen on get. And then we'll need to get the params. And I think we get those from Astro. How do we get the params from Astro? Astro redirect, Astro params. So we'll do, I was just doing it completely wrong. That's why it wasn't working. So let's do playlist ID. And we don't even need to check if it's a get request because we just want to do this no matter what. And then we'll do const playlists. And then we'll await. And then we'll do playlist ID. Playlist ID. We're console logging that. So let's see what happens. We're getting this. Param is not the well. Let's skip all of this and just let's see what happens.
What happens to your DB, by the way, every time you do the yarn generate or whatever command it was that you were running?
I don't know. It seems like it's not being it seems like it's not kind of like removing anything, but it's like adding in. Now I'm just like doing all kinds of things without thinking, which is not good.
Kim says, select is how you decide which fields to include in the result. I'm pretty sure that's not what you want now.
That is true. So which one is it that we're going to use? My brain is now fried, Clem. Which one is it? Should we do find first with where? But then, so we now have a playlist that is 12, which is correct. That is what we want. And now we want to do, so let's await DB. Let's go back and like be mindful of it. So let's do query then. Find first. Order by. Select. This is 120. Insert. Basic. Conditional select. Filter operator. Oh, so this is much closer to find
All
first.
right. Kim is
where?
He says something like this, I think. Find first where did something I don't look. No.
And it's where. Okay, because I think that's what I threw me off because you said where, Kim, which you're usually correct. But then it said with here.
But let's do the Kim thing.
Yeah. So find first with, and I'm wondering if that is because we are not on like SQLite, maybe. So, because I was thinking maybe, okay, let's try then. Query DB query, and then it should be playlists. Find first where And we have this problem.
So where it looks like here is for filtering. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, so we're kind of filtering. We're looking for all playlists with that ID, and then we're picking the first one. So it's kind of like selecting the one with that ID.
And
so,
here it says where equal users.id. If you look at filtering in the documentation, I don't know if it's what we're looking for, but
no, because I think that was in a different mode.
So if you go down to filtering,
that's a different one. This is a different style of doing it. So we were looking at the query one and then the find first. But it should be possible to just be like, select the one with this ID. Like, how hard can that be? Let's go back and let's do documentation, getting started. Don't they have a getting started? These are usually shown in getting started guides. Getting started. There we go. Okay, so if we want all of them, we just do select from. Okay, so we can do select from all, get values run. No.
Select is going to give you a collection, right? Which you would need to then.
This is exactly what, yeah. It's still not liking it because what if I just write 12? What happens? No, it still doesn't like it. You know what? We're just going to get them all for this one. So if we just do this one, where we just get all of them, and we'll do playlists. Playlists, find many, and then we'll just filter through them ourselves.
I mean, we're going to have to find a way of querying it, but yeah, let's get somewhere today.
Because the type number and string has no overlap. We're back to the same issue. Okay. Type script int is not a number. What is up? Basic types. Number. Yeah, so all of those are numbers, and we definitely had, 6. So if I just write 12, would that be okay? Yeah, so that works. So then we'll just do parse int. Okay. Okay. See? Look at that. That's our playlist.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought, Kim. So I wasn't understanding why we're getting so much trouble in that where clause where it's like, oh, it's not the right type. Because now it was the right type when we like get all of them and we find ourselves. I think it's just like we need to get more acquainted with the Drizzle object relational model. So mapping, I guess ORM is for object relational mapping or model. So we'll just have to like figure that out. I'm gonna steal this H1 class just to make it, a little.
Tom Eric Sturber is giving us a royal wave down from south.
Royal wave.
Congratulations with a baby, Tom Eric. The rumor is you're going to call it Ola, just like me. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're just kidding. And then we'll add this main class that he had here too, just like, make it. So let's go through the whole flow because I kind of think it's working now.
Yeah.
This is an ugly hack because we're finding all of them and we're filtering ourselves instead of just using the ORM, but we're gonna fix that. Let's not get that stopping us. So if we now go to new, and let's say, usually now when I test, I do the clock time. So it's like 12:16 new, just to make sure we see the one that we want. And we'll have a description. And we'll save. Look at that. That is awesome. And we can do a, let's see, comments. If we do this one, we can do the description, playlist, description, and we get the description, and then we can do another P, and we can do the created by. See, now the types are really shining, right? Where you can be like, playlist, and you just do a little dot, and you can see whatever you have on the playlist object, and it's all coming through from the database. That's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. And if you request a playlist that doesn't exist, are you happy for now to just have an error or just not show anything? Or
yeah, I think we did. Oh, we're not using this. What we could do is here we could return, and we could do a redirect to new. So we should do an Astro redirect to the new page.
Mhm.
Like that would be pretty nice, if you're trying to do something.
Mhm.
But are you saying it's working now?
Oh, I think that. Oh, so if we're not finding, well, I'm guessing if we have no playlist ID, I don't think that will ever happen actually, because this is a catch-all. So it's more a case of if we don't have a playlist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like I'm
Yeah.
trying to go to like Bananarama, but that's actually not something that exists.
Yeah. So now we're just redirecting you to new, which I think is
Okay.
fine. Or we could redirect you to, maybe we'll redirect you to the home page. It's like, that's fine for now.
Right. Stop it before you break anything more.
But what did we get to
Wow,
work now?
I
What
would
is working?
never.
No, it's fine. But when you start doing something and it's going well, so you're like, oh, I can finish that. And then you break it, and then you spend like another hour trying to look into it.
I
So
would never.
Don't get your appetite on like
I
any
would
more
never. But, and then I think if we look at these, like we have 1, we have 2, we have all those ones we made earlier today while testing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so I
Will they
think,
persist as well?
yeah, Kim is saying, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I
it's
haven't used this
important.
before. With is for including relations, that's the main focus. Oh, so we're looking at the wrong page. Yeah. So this is good advice from Kim, and it's like whatever you get from these params, and even in a form with our form data. Well, I think even with form data, it's always gonna be a string. So even if you say in the form that you'd like somebody to input a number, it will always be serialized as a string. So when you do the get here, it's always a string. Or a form data entry value. Maybe it's not always a string.
Well done.
I think it is though. Name get string.
Okay, so could we run through what we got to work? What's working?
What's working? We actually got what we wanted to work.
I like it.
So this is our new page.
Yeah.
And then this is our playlist page.
Yes.
And we did playlist ID. Playlist. Ooh. Playlist ID. Astro. And this is our new Astro.
All right.
And this is our index. Index Astro.
Okay.
Yeah. So we created a page with the form, or do you want to do the how, the why, and the how? But
Are
the
you
thing
on
is,
the
I
what?
can't let it go. I
Yes,
want
yes,
to.
you will let it go. So did you just that
I
what
can't.
you just
I
said
can't
was
let
the
it
what?
go. I can't
What you
let
just
it go.
what you just said was the what?
Yes.
Say yes. And
No.
now you're going to say the why. And the why
No.
is
I'm gonna
the
select this.
why is and the why is
We just need to try one more
no
time.
no 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 no
Okay.
YOLO no YOLO no to YOLO. Okay, so what's the
Okay.
why? What is why about this? What here? Why did we do it?
What is it? It's what, why, how?
Why? Why? But why?
Because we want you to create playlists,
Yes.
and then afterwards you're going to be able to add podcast episodes onto your playlist.
Yes. I like it. And now the
I like it
how.
too. So we created a new .astro file that is then also the route. So if you go to
Yes.
/new, you get a
Yes.
form that asks you to input the name, description, and also we added created by
Yes.
for the playlist. So we ask you
Great.
to for a name and a description, and then when you save, and we know that Kim is
Kim is moving around. I saw it. He was moving.
I saw it. Okay, back up. So the what?
Yeah.
Today we created a playlist from
Yes.
UI to
Yes.
DB,
Yes.
meaning we needed a form on our front end that posted to the back end, saved it to the database, and then sent us to the page to another page showing the data. So in this case, it's playlists. We want you to create playlists for Mixpod, and then you can add episodes to your playlist afterward. So you go to /new, and then you land on our /new Astro page. And on that page, we show you a form for the name and the description. You hit save, and on the back end, so we click save to the same URL. So that's the new. So you hit save, which is then a post request to that new Astro file or the new Astro route. So we check if it is a post, then we want to grab the form data. Then we want to insert the playlist or this new playlist into the database. And when it's been created, we redirect you to the page for that playlist. And on the page for the playlist, we'll show you the name and then the description back to you. And then you should be allowed to start adding episodes to your playlist. And by doing so, we get the playlist ID from the path. So what happens is that whatever is put, if you do /12, then 12 is going to be the playlist ID, because whatever the path is going to be put kind of into the name that you put inside of these brackets here. So it will be playlist ID. So we grab that playlist ID from the params coming in that Astra has given us like a convenience method to get. And if there is no playlist ID, then you're going to be redirected to home. And then we get all of the playlist, and then we do our own filtering to find the playlist in question. And if there is no playlist, we redirect you out back to home. And if there is a playlist, we'll show you that data. And the reason for this what's it called? What's the word? You know the word. You know English, AK, like abomination. No, this like hack here
Abomination.
is because we couldn't
Abomination.
find
Abomination.
we couldn't find the correct way of just selecting one record in the Drizzle ORM, and we're gonna figure that out as soon as I can just read the documentations in peace. But this was a quick hack to get the whole flow working. So let's show the flow.
Yeehaw! Look at AK. She got the what do you call them?
Confetti.
Whoa! So my plan actually was then to have like a new button here. We forgot the button. So new playlist, or it's going to be an href actually. Href. It's going to take you to new.
All right.
So click the new playlist. You get to the new page. Another beautiful, and I will write great instead of beautiful because I can't spell beautiful. Great playlists with an awesome, I can spell awesome description.
Yeah.
And it's created by me, Queen. And here we are on playlist 14. Yes, we have it happening.
Yay!
Yay! So are you saying my code is chaos, Kim, or are you saying that
No.
RTL draw arrows are chaos?
Yeah, I think it was a TL draw. You know, it's yeah. So should I alert the pyro?
I think it did pretty good. Like none of us has ever used a drizzle or ORM, and we kind of just pieced it together with replicating what had already been done here for comments. And we got like full typing through this like generate, and I'm liking this more and more. Well, thank you, Kim. That's you have to say that or I'll have you beheaded. Oh, we both clicked on it. So thank you again. Yeah, but I'm liking this little stack. I am. And it's so cool to just like have the DB right here in our local environment. Like this, we're working towards a local database that will be exactly the same as the database. When we deploy, we're not actually, calling out any third-party services right now. So we can have our local dev database, and then when we deploy, we can have our production database. I am imagining we'll have to figure out how to do proper migrations so that if we end up doing some major changes to our database model, we can run like a migration script when we deploy to production so that we get all the data we already had in the new model. And that is not something I look forward to, but something that I definitely should learn to do better. And look at that. There's a whole chapter on migrations. And I still don't know how we're getting these IDs, though. We just said it's the primary key, and boom, it's generating IDs for us.
Don't think about it.
I've got 2 birthdays to attend to today, so
yes.
I mean,
we are also going to a birthday today. Actually, Lillian's or the Pirate Princess's 2 cousins has their birthday party today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got one in the afternoon and one in the evening. So
who are they, AK? Who are they?
My partner's sister and my friend who has moved away. Like I want to say, I find it like really difficult in English to categorize friendships because like in Polish we've got different names for different types of friendships. And so like so when you say like a really good friend, like a really good like someone who's really close to you, like it's their birthday, but they've moved from like north of England to Jersey, and so we have to do like a pandemic style birthday when we're gonna play board games but online. So it's not quite the same, but it should be fun. I'm just gonna have to stay away from cocktails tonight.
I mean, I'll tell you, AK, like the cocktails, you feel them more and more, like the older you get. Oh, I need to show, just because talking about drinking, but maybe not drinking. I'm gonna show this tweet. I'm very I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm proud, but I just found it. We were creating clips from the show, and I just found this like image of myself while doing a clip. Let me see if I can get the correct window up.
I
And I'm
can't wait.
like, and I'm like, if people see this, like, they definitely will think, that I'm drunk on stream.
You know who you look like? You look like Leonardo DiCaprio in the meme where he's got that little glass like that. He goes like that. Do you know which one I mean?
I do know. But the thing is, like, Alvin got it. Like, he put that was his
Yeah.
response.
Is that from like Romeo and Juliet by what you call them?
No, I think it
Oh.
is from the Hunger Games.
Oh yes, of
Maybe,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it. I thought for a second, is it like Rocky Horror Picture Show? But I don't think it definitely
No.
isn't.
Well,
Uh,
I
maybe.
love
Well,
how he went to
no,
his
don't do hair to him.
hairdo guy and he said, "I want the same hairdo as the dog. Come on, make it."
yeah, the two of them.
Okay,
Oh
Lilla,
boy.
nå må du
But anyway,
komme.
this, like, I feel like that it's like this was when we made it happen. When we managed to highlight the search terms in our listening notes API episode, and I'm going like, yeah, I did it. That's the still from that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
you have to have a little bit of fun with those, because doing like edits, seeing all your different facial expressions, it's not.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggle with like being online all the time, and like if I'm on Zoom, I minimize, like I hide myself, and
Yeah.
it's so much healthier. But being able to kind of like see yourself, even if it's just in a corner, that it's just so weird. It's like
Yeah.
having a mirror in front of you all the time.
you don't want to do that. You don't want to
Yeah.
do that. Okay. I'm gonna put it like, if you come to the middle, or I guess you are gonna be big. Ola. There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so we're ready then. Okay. Nei, du må holde. 1, 2, 3. We did a tiny stack treasure hunt with pirate Queen Raae, and our guest was AK and Princess and me.
Hey.
Woo!